Okay. According to my laptop over here, we are live once again with the fourth quarantine live stream. If you guys are joining in, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. This is just a way of me just kind of hanging out with you guys and chatting back and forth in this time where we are all at home and just bored out of our minds for all intents and purposes. Just kind of making sure here, see who's joining it. Martinez Joe 74 says hi, Dave. Marie Cordio says hi, Dave. Falcon B, hello. What's up? Everybody's starting to kind of chime in now. Awesome, man. Glad to see you guys joining back in. All these live streams have been pretty fun for the most part. Again, it's cool to just kind of hang out with you guys and just talk and chat and about anything. Really, it doesn't even have to be about. I know somebody the last time was saying, well, this is maybe off topic, but I'm like, no, nothing's off topic. This doesn't have to be just about movies or games or whatever. Just anything in general. Whatever's on your mind. Austin says hello. What's going on, Austin? Oh man, fantastic. Glad to see you guys here. Falcon says thoughts on the new Clone Wars episode. I still haven't caught up. I'm trying to see again, make some time. Maybe this weekend I might make some time and watch some Clone Wars. Creeper Creep says, hello, Dave. Will you do a room tour video? You say you will, but you never do. I know. It's a time thing. Literally just the Joe, Martinez Joe, just the other day was saying the same thing, and it's just a time based thing. I have to figure out the timing and to do it, and kind of make some time in my schedule. But it is coming soon. Like I already said, I think it's gonna happen just with whatever it is in the room right now as it looks. Joe says, what have you been watching lately? I know you do always say room tour. Let's see. Just the other day, I finished up Creep Show, the TV show, Creep Show, and that was pretty interesting. It kind of it surprised me a bit. I wasn't completely sold on a couple of the episodes, but I thought it was a great show nonetheless. Very true to the anthology esque of Creep Show, the way it is. Marie says room tour video. I know. Now you guys are just gonna start messing with me now. I get it though. Let's see here. What else have I been watching? Like I said the last time, reruns of The Walking Dead. I watch. Let me see here. What else? I was watching Stranger Things the other day, kind of rewatching the second season, which I think is fantastic. Of course you do. Marie says, I gotta support my other half. Yeah, of course. I get it. Let's see. I watched Terrifier 2 the other day. Again, this is probably like my third viewing of Terrifier 2. And I love it to death, man. I love it so much. It's like everything that I want, like a slasher, creepy slasher movie. Fantastic. Gary says, hey bro, do you like all the Michael Bay Transformers films 1 through 5 despite the hate they get? I really enjoy all of them. Popcorn action flicks. That's exactly what I feel about the Transformers movies. For the most part, they're all Transformers. They're all popcorn action flicks. The Transformers movies, for me though, I like the first one. For storytelling wise, the way they set everything up. But the CG in that movie was so like fumbly, and I think that's the one thing that a lot of people talk about is that when, like, say Optimus and Megatron are battling, they're like fumbling around and like they look like this ball of metal that you cannot tell who's who half the time. They did get better with that as the movies went on, but then story kind of lacked as the movies went on. But to answer your question, yeah, I still enjoy them. I still watch them. I have all of them, and I'll throw them in at some point. You know, just if my son loves them as well. I'll throw them in just to kind of have a fun action movie to watch. You know. Let's see here. Terrifier 2. I'm I'm sorry. Did I say Terrifier 2? I meant Terrifier, the first one, not Terrifier 2. Yeah. The first one was fantastic. No, Terrifier 2 has not come out yet. But yeah, no, Terrifier is again phenomenal. I love the creepiness of Art the Clown, and everything about it. It's so good. Marie says, wanted to pop in and say hi. I'm watching Volumes of Blood, the horror pack one. Oh boy, Terrified Joe loved it. uh, let's see here. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Venom 2 getting moved to next year? Horrible. We talked about it on the last live stream. It sucks. I get it though, with everything that's going on. Not a fan of the subtitle that it has. Hey, Tony's back. Let's see. Brand Tar says, "Hey Dave, what are your thoughts on Superman Red Sun? Is it worth getting? Definitely worth getting. I enjoyed Superman Red Sun quite a bit. I love I've said it before in other videos, that I love these DC animated movies that are like based on Elseworld stories. Elseworlds is essentially a brand of DC Comics that essentially writers and artists have full reign to create something completely off the wall, completely not in continuity, and just kind of just the opposite alternative to what you see usually. And I've loved those stories ever since they started that line back in the day in comics. And I love that they're doing it in animated form. Red Sun was very, very great and fantastic, and it was adapted very nicely from the book. There were things that were changed, obviously, because the book got really, really dark, and the animated movie kind of changed a little bit of those darker things, just a little bit. Not too much though, but enough to where okay, all right, this is okay for a Blu-ray release or something like that. And yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Dug it. Definitely worth getting. Let's see here. What else? Tiger Mac says, I was looking to buy a Batman movie collection box set. Do you have any suggestions? It all depends on what Batman movies you're talking about. There hasn't been a full box set of all the Batman movies in one, as of yet. I have the Dark Knight trilogy box set. That's fantastic. I believe it's out of print at this point. It's been quite a while. But I think you could get it for a pretty decent price if that's what you're looking for. There's also the recently released Steelbook set for all the Batman movies. I believe it's a Best Buy exclusive. All the Steelbooks in it. I don't have it, but if you're looking for something like that collectible wise, I would say get that. I believe that's going to run you about like $100. I think if I'm not wrong, or if I'm correct. And if you're looking for just a box set of like the old school Batman movies, I have one that I got on Amazon, like I want to say maybe like 6 years ago, and it's just a basic box set with all the movies thrown in one case. I think no, take that back. It's like 2 cases, I think. But yeah, it all depends. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're looking for. Let's see here. Marie says, I'll have you on in the background, but if I don't answer, you know why. Oh, no, that's fine. Thank you, though. Thank you for having me on in the background. I appreciate that. TJT Review says, thoughts on Samurai Jacket. Honestly, may be my favorite TV show of all time. I love Samurai Jack. That's one of those shows that I feel like doesn't get enough credit for what it did and what it was. I'm not even gonna front or lie. When it came out, I didn't even think twice about it. It wasn't until later in years that I found it again, or maybe not found it, but realized that, like, you know what? Okay, let me give this a shot, and I loved it so much. Animation style and everything, storytelling was fantastic. Love Samurai Jack. Um, let's see here. Tony Stark says, "What do you think of an Uncharted movie with Tom Holland as Nathan Drake and Mark Wahlberg?" I think that's supposedly what's happening. If I'm not, if I'm correct, if I'm not wrong, but um, I recently just started playing the Uncharted games. I know PlayStation had like I think the Uncharted collection for free. So I downloaded it, and I've always heard great things about Uncharted. And I started playing it, and I like I it was just like what I said the last time about Harry Potter. I'm experiencing Uncharted for the first time, and I get it. I love it, and the idea of an awesome action movie like that with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, I'm all in. That'd be fantastic. Unless, well, I'll be good with it if they don't make mention of Mark Wahlberg being a cop from Boston, because that kind of seems like the typical Mark Wahlberg role every time. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, I've seen those movies before. Um, let's see here. Martinez Joe 74 says, "Just got the Batman 18 film animated set to make space on the shelf. Nice set." Okay, yeah, well, okay, all right, yeah. I think that'd be a pretty cool set to get then. That has is it? It's obviously it has to be with the majority. Okay, with the majority of the DC animated movies. Now, are they sticking only to just like Batman, or like they include like Justice League movies? Anything? I guess anything with Batman in it. Correct. Marco says, "¿Qué pasa? What's up?" Tiger Max says, "Like the anthology, but I don't care for Batman Forever and Batman and Robin." Well, not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people do. Me, I look at those movies as they're cheesy as hell, but they're fun and campy in a weird way. And sometimes I'll throw them on just for fun, as weird as they are. You know what I mean? I get that they're not great though. Um, do you own any cool movie posters? I have a couple. Not anything crazy though. I have some like theatrical, posters in my closet that I haven't put up yet. But they're like those super freaking big marquee like type of posters. I have nowhere to put them at the moment. Anyway, the whole plan was to start like a small like podcast studio in my garage, and that's still kind of the plan. I just haven't done it yet. And I was gonna put up a bunch of posters and stuff like that around. I do have like a Captain America Winter Soldier poster. That's a fantastic theatrical poster as well. And then I have some awesome artwork that I got that's Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, and it's not a movie poster per se, but it's some beautiful artwork that I need to get framed or put in a frame at some point and hang up. Let's see here. Gary says the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy is epic. Love all of them, especially The Dark Knight, greatest superhero action movie ever. I agree, and I almost want to say that I'm not even going to classify it as a superhero movie. You know, that those that trilogy of movies was just fantastic film all around. And again, thanks to Christopher Nolan, for bringing something like that to life. That it was normally everybody would, especially in the past, would look at like superhero movies as just, oh, well, they're just dumb superhero movies. He made them like a work of art. He made Batman, that story, that arc of Batman and Bruce Wayne, a work of art, and I love it. Cinematically, the way that he shot it and everything like that, it's fantastic. Love it. Movie Master Marco, do you think the next season of Better Call Saul will be the last we see of the Breaking Bad universe? Um, I'm thinking. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the last of the Breaking Bad universe. Um, there's been some kind of small little rumblings, especially with El Camino doing it as great as it did. I enjoyed that movie quite a bit, and it was nice to kind of revisit and have like a semi like a small little sequel of Breaking Bad. I think we'll see some stuff from the Breaking Bad universe. There's only so far that there's only so much that they can tell with the characters that they have in Breaking Bad itself. But I'm optimistic. I love all the characters. I love the storytelling that went on there. So I'm hoping. Let's see here. Uh, Hey, how's it going? Says Scott. So I just got in Dark Phoenix on Blu-ray, Captain Marvel Steelbook for $7.99, and a Captain Marvel action figure. Hell yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was hearing a lot about that Steelbook sale that went on at Best Buy. Literally, I was just talking about it the other day that I, uh, I noticed the sale and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll get a few Steelbooks that I'm missing or that I don't have, and I went to go add a bunch of stuff in the cart, right? I was like, okay, cool. Um, and then I got busy and I completely forgot. And when I went back to go, complete the purchase, um, all the prices went back up, and I was like, ah, crap. I was like, damn it. I was like, well, at the end of the day, oh well, I missed out. Maybe they'll have it again. If not, it's not a complete fail. It's not horrible for me. And then little by little, I had a bunch of people like messaging me or like tagging me on things like, oh, look at Best Buy sent me my steelbooks in from the sale, and like I would say about three, maybe four people out of the handful, maybe like I would say maybe 7 or 8 people had damaged steelbooks. Like they were all bashed in, and it was starting to make me wonder. I wonder if Best Buy was doing this because they knew that they had damaged stock, and then they were just sending the damaged stuff over to people to get rid of it. You know what I mean? I hope not. I hope not. But that was the idea that I had first off, because I had so many people telling me that, oh well, this one's busted in, or I can't even close this steelbook anymore. So that's horrible. I'm glad the people that capitalized on it. I'm glad that you guys got the steals that you guys needed or wanted. Um, let's see here. Does Captain America have a helmet on or off on your poster? I believe he has a helmet off, if I remember correctly. I think so. Aaron Johnson, hi Dave. Do you think that even if theaters are in a mess currently, there could be a possibility that a third party may help them? Yes and no. I mean, that's always a possibility that if a theater chain is struggling, then maybe yes, there's investors or people that can pop in and be like, hey, let me buy out this much of your company, and we'll help you to do this. But the other thing that I guess to take into consideration is that things aren't back to normal. People are not going to want to go. You can AMC could literally say now we're going to open the theaters, but I would say there's a good amount of people that aren't going to feel comfortable walking into a theater and sitting down in a confined space and watching a movie for 2 hours with the idea that, oh well, is everything clean? Am I going to get sick? I mean, it's going to be a while before people have that peace of mind. Anyway, hopefully sooner rather than later, but I don't foresee it happening for a while, for a bit. Let's see here. Oscar says, now that Fox characters are now in the MCU, the only heroes they have left to get in the MCU is Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. The movies are not Marvel, but the comics are. No, I don't think that they are, not to my knowledge, and I don't see that ever happening. That's a completely different universe, completely different set of characters that will and have never and will never, I don't think, um, go into that kind of universe. The only connection is with those characters is Mark Millar, which he was a writer and creator. Yeah, no, I don't see that happening. um, let's see. Martinez Joe says, "What movie in your collection do you consider a gem? Not because of price, but what it means to you and why, if you don't mind answering." That's kind of hard to say. I have a lot. I probably will say no. I mean, I don't have honestly anything that special. Um, like that I would like cry over if it got damaged or destroyed or anything like that. Trying to think what might be something to that degree. Oh, you know what? Okay, I take that back. I do have the Ninja Turtles box set, the original one that came out. It looks like a pizza box and stuff like that. Those were some of the first movies that I did enjoy with my son when he was growing up, when he was a lot younger, when he could actually watch TV with me without freaking out. Those are some of the first movies that we did watch together, and yeah, and we enjoyed quite a bit, and we still to this day we'll throw them on and rewatch them. So yeah, you know what? I will say those. It looks like a pizza box. It literally opens like a pizza box. It had a beanie in it and stuff like that. Yeah, so that one. Let's see here. Do you know a site that has out of print Blu-ray DVDs? Something besides eBay, where they cost both cost an arm and a leg. Um, this was asked just the other day, and again, it's gonna sound like an ad. No one's paying me, but I love High Def Ninja. The guys over there, guys and girls over there that run that site do a phenomenal job. I love visiting that site just because, for one, you can just sign up really quickly, and it's free. Takes like a minute. Two, the the camaraderie, the community there. You can literally just sit at your desk and just talk movies and comics and games with everyone out there. Everybody's super super awesome and nice. And then they have sections of their forums that where you can just buy stuff, buy, sell, trade, and there's so many people there that you will find stuff internationally that you have never seen before. Things like that. So I love High Def Ninja. I will always shout them out as much as I can. So I suggest checking them out. Let's see here. Tiger Max says, "I'm a Houston sports fan myself. Are there any players or positions uh, you want to get in the second round that we have two picks?" Um, Honestly, I'm not completely sure. I'd have to really like look at what we have or what we're looking at and see what goes down from there. I'm not really 100% certain, to be honest. Um, Scott says, "Thankfully my steelbook didn't get damaged." Fantastic. Um, what was the first NC-17 rated film you ever saw? Um, that's another tough one because I can't remember. Um, and I don't know if it was NC-17 when I saw it, but Y Tu Mamá También. That was a very controversial film when it came out. I want to say that it was NC-17, but I'm not completely sure. Um, see, Martinez Joe says, I got my steel books, but saw some people with damaged ones." Yeah, I saw the same thing. Uh, Falcon B, what's your favorite Mission Impossible movie? Mine is Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Um, I enjoy all of them fairly equally. I will say though that I enjoy Fallout a little bit more than the others that I've watched before. Fallout was pretty awesome. It had me on the edge of my seat half the time. Let's see here. Uh, Ghost Protocol. I have a message about what happened at the end of the world, something like that. I don't know what that means. Uh, let's see. Tony Stark, MCU really wants Spider-Man and his enemies, but Sony is like, nah. Um, yeah, I mean, look, I feel like the only way that that's gonna happen is if either they make 100% nice with each other, and there's some sort of awesome deal that Sony is gonna be a part of, that they're gonna get a boatload of money. Um, but other than that, I don't see it fully happening until Disney buys out Sony at some point. That's the only way that we're gonna see a super close connected universe with Spider-Man in the MCU. Spider-Man, villains and heroes and stuff in the MCU. Um, just finished. Let me see here. Austin says just finished. Love Simon. Love that movie. What do you think of it? Yeah, I actually really liked it as well. I thought it was pretty good, pretty cool, and pretty good the way that they told that story. I was kind of surprised by it. I didn't know what to expect, but I thought they told that story very eloquently. I'll say that, and there was a good amount of humor in it as well. Let's see here. Oscar says, I think Cartoon Network has gone downhill lately. Honestly, I'll be the first to say I have not seen anything from Cartoon Network in a long time. Usually now anything that they do, it's more like my son's like, oh, those cartoons are weird. Are they from Cartoon Network? But yeah, so I haven't seen any. I used to love the Toonami days. Those were awesome, like the old school Toonami days. Misung Park, I like your video. Thank you. Let's see here. Martinez Joe says there is a website called Blu-rays for Everyone that sells out-of-print titles and high-end out-of-print titles like Manta Labs and Film Arena. They also sell slipcovers for the crazy slip people. Well, guess what, Joe? I'm one of those crazy slip people sometimes. But fantastic. Okay, at least there's another option out there. That's good to know. How are the prices there? Are they fairly decent? At least not scalper eBay prices. Chris Cox says, "Are you excited about Ghostbusters 2?" Ghostbusters 2 came out a long time ago, and I love that movie. But if you're talking about the newer Ghostbusters that's coming out, the Afterlife, I believe, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for it. My son is very much a big Ghostbusters fan, so I cannot wait to check that one out. I love that it's essentially a sequel to the original Ghostbusters. It's not Ghostbusters 3. I was gonna say 3, but it is a continuation of that story with some of the actors involved. So I can't wait for that one. I'm waiting for it. Hey man, Tiger Mac says, hey man, one last question. Is there anywhere you can go to customize a steelbook with pictures from the internet and they will make it and ship it for you? Not to my knowledge. There are people out there that do custom steelbooks, custom artwork out there. I don't know how they do it. I've always wondered that myself. But I would say, Google some stuff like that. You could probably find some people that make some custom steelbooks on Instagram as well. If I can figure out anybody who what they are, then I can let you know. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or not, but do that and I'll see if I can point you in the right direction at least. Cartoon Network was really good. I love Ben 10 as a 10-year-old. Honestly, Ben 10, that was a show that I had a couple of DVDs given to me for my son to watch when he was very, very, very little, and we started watching them, and I started actually kind of digging Ben 10 quite a bit. We never got like fully into it, but it was a really cool cartoon. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Let's see here. Oscar says, "What's your favorite MCU and DCEU movies?" MCU, I would have to say, Captain America: Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU movie. Um, just because it changed the game. You know, it threw everything upside down and completely catapulted the story into somewhere where now it's like completely nutso. And DCEU, um, I probably have to go with Shazam. I mean, I like all the DCEU movies, but Shazam was really really fun, and I dug the aspect of action and humor in there as well. And I'm a big fan of Zachary Levi. Let's see here. Is Apple still thinking of buying Sony? Because if they are, they might revert the rights to Spider-Man back to the MCU. That's a good point. I don't know. That was rumor. That was kind of happened not that long ago. I wonder. That'd be interesting. Let's see here. Marie says, "Me too. I'm a crazy slip person. Spoiler: Martinez bought over 100 slips in a lot, all mixed, 4K, 3D, Bluray, DVD. Okay, I asked him to buy it. Good deal. Couldn't pass. Well, yeah. Hey, that's pretty awesome. I haven't gone that crazy and bought a full like lot like that yet. So, Joe and Marie, you guys are crazy slip people. I'm just gonna say it. No, but yeah, no, I haven't gone that far yet. I've maybe bought like a lot of like 5 or something at a time. But there are a good amount of titles that I have that don't have slips that I'm just like, I need these. I need slips for my Blu-rays. At least, to a certain degree anyway. You know what I mean? The coolest slip that I have is a Terminator 2 DVD slip. And I don't know if you guys have it or anybody out there has it, but it's that metal one. It's like tin. And it was the first one that I've ever seen that came. It was like the Extreme DVD Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And I bought it like years ago, like when it first came out. And I still have it to this day. But the only thing is I never open it at all. Like I never, pull that movie out. I have other versions of Terminator 2. I never pull it out for the simple fact that one of the last times that I pulled that out, it was probably, that sounds very, very wrong. Oh my God. One of the last times that I removed the slip cover off of the DVD was probably about like 15 years ago, maybe something like that. Maybe a little, maybe 12 years ago. That I ripped half of the plastic off of the actual DVD case in doing that because there was like a little hooked part of the metal that grabbed a hold of it and just like completely slit the whole thing up. So I have it still. It's on the shelf. I don't mess with it though. Besides looking at it to be like, wow, this is really weird. Let's see here. The Harvey Paxton Show. Welcome back, man. Says watched Terminator Dark Fate earlier. Thought it was good. Thought it was a good, enjoyable action film, and I don't understand the hate it got. Best sequel since T2, in my opinion. I don't know that if it's the best. Well, I don't. Okay, I'll stick with my words. I don't know if it's the best sequel, but it was highly enjoyable. And again, yeah, just like you said, I don't understand the hate that it got. It was really good. I thought it was really well executed. Not 100% fantastic, but really fun. Fun to watch. Let's see here. Let's see. TJT Reviews. Do you happen to know any websites that sell slipcovers? I don't. That may be something that somebody can answer in the comments. Maybe Joe, unless you just got them on eBay. But yeah, the prices are better than eBay with some stuff, but have to shop around as always and see if the deal is good. Oh, Joe's talking about the site that he was mentioning before for out of print Blu-rays. Um, Terminator 2 is rewatchable. Hell yeah, it is, dude. I've seen that movie like I would say more than any Marvel movie that I've watched to this day. Um, yeah, since I was a kid, I remember when Terminator 2 first came out. I couldn't see it in theaters. I wasn't that we weren't that fortunate to hit the theaters as often. Uh, so I had to wait until it came out on VHS. Yeah, I'm that old. I'm kind of throwing my age out right now, but I had to wait until it came out on VHS, and we had one VCR in the house, and it was a top loader that my mom got like secondhand from somebody. And I remember when it came out, like I mean, I used to always frequent this like video rental place, and I knew that it was coming out. And as soon as it did, I was like, "Mom, can we watch it?" Like, yeah, but it's rated R. You know, I don't know if you should watch it. I'm like, please, 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 I really want to see Terminator 2. And she's like, okay, fine. You know, and then we went home, popped it in. She was off, you know, busy doing something else. I watched Terminator 2 like 5 or 6 times in a row. And then we had like a 2 or 3 day rental. So like I literally rewatched. I probably wore out that tape by the time I had to take it back to the place. But yeah, definitely rewatchable. Brantar says, did you like the Hobbit movies? The Lord of the Rings trilogy was great, but after watching The Hobbit, I felt like my time was wasted. I enjoyed the Hobbit movies. Lord of the Rings was freaking epic in the execution. I know Peter Jackson. Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't direct the Hobbit movies, right? I don't know. I may be wrong, but I feel like there was a disconnect. I know that they had a story in place to kind of lead into everything else, and I still appreciate the story for what it was. I never read the books, so I'm not like I can't say that I have this like ownership to it, like everybody else that read the books maybe can say, but I enjoyed the Hobbit films for what they were. I think that there was just something special, like immensely special, with the Lord of the Rings when it happened, and they tried to duplicate it, and it didn't happen exactly the way that they wanted to, but it was still enjoyable nonetheless. Let's see here. Slowdown says, "Hey David, been watching the whole stream. Just want to say, did you hear about the Hunger Games prequel that just got confirmed today?" I did hear about it. I didn't hear like a title or anything like that, but I did hear that they were doing one. I enjoy the Hunger Games quite a bit, even though that it's essentially battle royale. The same premise for the most part. And if you have not seen Battle Royale, I highly suggest watching it. Great movie, and you'll be able to see the influence in the Hunger Games. Let's see here. Inferno says, "Hey Dave, one more thing. Do you own any iconic Batman comic books like The Killing Joke or The Dark Knight Returns?" I do. I own The Killing Joke. I own The Dark Knight Returns. I do own both of those. I own the issue, the comic, and I can't remember. If this was me back when I was like 12, I'd be able to tell you the artist, the year, the issue number, and all that stuff of the comic book. But this brain is fried at this point. I got old man brain, guys. But I do have the Breaking of Batman, which is where Bane breaks Batman's back. I do have the one where Batman does come back after all that. I have the Death of Superman, the Return of Superman. I have a whole bunch of comics. Literally, I have 2 long boxes. I say about like. I love the idea of comic books, and that's one thing that I've always wanted to talk about. I've always wanted to do like videos, just like standalone videos on comic books, but it probably wouldn't go over as well with certain people, or just interest wise, maybe it doesn't get a lot of viewership. So, but comics are one thing that got me into reading as a kid. Comics will always be a thing that I appreciate so much for one, my imagination, two, my vocabulary, the way I speak, um, three, the my I guess my creativeness, in wanting to do things. It gave me, and to top it off, it gave me an escape. You know, when things get rough, sometimes we all have our issues. We all have tough times in life. You know what I mean? And comic books were a thing that is like, okay, if I was having a tough time as a kid, if I was getting picked on or what have you, I always had comic books to rely on. So I could just, like, just go into a world and get away for at least a little bit. So yeah, I love comic books, man. Comic books are awesome. Uh, let's see here. What else? Um, Gary says, "I love Dark Fate. It was an awesome sequel. People had issues with it, but that's my opinion. They handled Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger really well. Shame it failed. I agree. And I really wish that they would have, if it would have gotten, bigger traction, and made a little bit more money, because we could possibly be seeing another sequel at some point, with them on board. I know Linda Hamilton kind of started out doing the press runs as like, well, you never know, maybe I'll come back eventually. And then towards the end of the press run, it was kind of like, yeah, I think it's done. I think Sarah Connor, the character of Sarah Connor, is done. I'm like, no, don't say it. You just came back. Let's see here. Oscar Legend, which Jingle All the Way do you like better, Jingle All the Way or Jingle All the Way 2? Jingle All the Way 2 is non-existent to me. You gotta stay with Jingle All the Way. That's a classic right there. Oh, the Turbo Man, and things like that. There's a clip on my Instagram. If you go through, I got interviewed during the Christmas time one year, at my son's school, and they kind of ambushed me with a camera and a microphone. They're like, "Well, what's your favorite Christmas movie?" And I get very shy, believe it or not. I get very shy, and so, when they asked me that, I froze for a minute, and I was like, "Oh, Christmas movie, without a doubt." I said, "Jingle All the Way," and then I went into my favorite line of that movie. And if you go check out Instagram, you will see it. Falcon B says, "Have you ever seen Paul Blart Mall Cop movies? They're dumb, but they're also enjoyable." Yes, I have, and I agree. I completely agree with you. I haven't seen it. Battle Royale, Marie, you should totally watch Battle Royale. Joe, show her Battle Royale. Let's see here. Do you know if the Lord, you did say Lord of the Kings. I know what you meant, though. I literally just read what you put. Do you know if the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit 4K releases in October will have the extended versions as well? That's my understanding. Both sets of movies are going to have the extended versions in them. So again, here's to hoping they come out when they're supposed to. So I cannot wait. Aaron Johnson says, "Old school Hanna-Barbera is great. One of the TV movies that I believe could be updated if Warner wanted to is the Good, Bad, and the Huckleberry Hound." Oh my God, that would be awesome! Hell yeah! I have not seen that in forever. I'm making a note. Huckleberry, man, hell yeah! Like, that is literally something that I remember watching as a kid. That would be amazing. Let's see here. TJT says, "What famous rock band should get the next biopic treatment?" Yeah, man, that's kind of tough. I would love. They did one for Motley Crue, The Dirt, which I had high hopes for. It was supposed to be, I guess, thought out for like many years. I remember when it was first optioned for a film back when the book hit. and I was waiting. It was gonna be this big theatrical thing, and I think they hit it straight to like VH1, or no, it was Netflix. I'm sorry, I believe it was Netflix, and I don't know, I didn't like it very much. Guns N' Roses would be pretty interesting, but I think that would be kind of like, there's a lot of gaps in that story for Axl Rose that I would be like, how are they gonna figure that out unless Axl is gonna be completely like 100% transparent, which I don't think that he would. Rock band though, like other rock band, I'm a big like 80s rock band guy. Def Leppard would be kind of cool, but I want to say that they did one back in the day on VH1, or maybe it was like behind the music that I'm thinking of. Um, I don't know, man. There's a lot of cool rock bands out there that have like awesome stories, but there's also rock bands out there that have stories that they don't want to divulge what's going on. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Ozzy. Ozzy would be a pretty cool biopic about him and his life. He's led a very interesting life, and I know a lot of people know the majority of his story and his life, but seeing it kind of translated on screen would be pretty interesting. Yeah, I'll go with Ozzy. Have you watched One Punch Man anime? If so, did you see the news that live action movie is in the works? No, I have not seen One Punch Man. I always hear that is fantastic, and that's probably one of the first animes that's always recommended to me. I just need to find the time to watch it. To be honest, um, favorite Scorsese movie? Mine is probably Taxi Driver. Also another movie I love is Boys in the Hood with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ice Cube. Um, Scorsese, I want to maybe I'll say The Departed. I really enjoyed The Departed quite a bit. And I have a funny story about The Departed. When I first saw it, me and my wife went to go see it in the theaters, and and it was we caught a late showing. It was date night. Back when we were a bit younger and we could go out on date nights a little bit more regularly. And we went to go see it. It was like 11:30, something like that. And I was so amped for it, right? But we had like a full day. We went out to dinner first and went to, the movies. And literally 5 minutes in the movie, I freaking fell asleep in The Departed. And guess what? I did not wake up until like 10 minutes before it was over. I woke up 10 minutes before it was over, and I saw the main moment of that movie right when I opened my eyes. And I was like, what just happened? Right? So I was furious at myself. And my wife was like, that was an amazing movie. You completely missed. I tried to wake you up a couple times and you did not budge. I was like, crap. So I refused to watch that movie until it came out on DVD. And I still remember, I still have the DVD that she got me. She went, she was like, you know what, I'm gonna go buy you the DVD so you can go watch it. And it came with like a copy of the script and all that stuff. But anyway, I watched it on my own because I was mad at myself. I didn't want to watch it with anybody. I was like, I'm gonna watch it by myself. Just keep my eyes open. I watched it and I loved the hell out of it. And I was even more furious at myself for falling asleep at an amazing movie. Let's see here. Marie says Christmas movies don't get Martinez started. We love Christmas Vacation. I love Christmas Vacation. I even love was it Vegas Vacation? Love that one as well. Anything? Well, I don't want to say anything. National Lampoons, but all the Chevy Chase kind of vacation movies are freaking amazing. I love them. Triggerman690 says just got off work. What I miss? A whole lot of everything. This will the whatever you miss will be posted up on the channel, and then maybe maybe tomorrow I'll post the stream on Instagram there as an IGTV video. I've been kind of trying to do that regularly so that way people don't miss out. Martinez Joe says they made a Def Leppard one. It was pretty good. A Nirvana biopic supposed to come out. Yeah, that would be okay. There is I don't want to say it's a Nirvana biopic because I don't think that honestly I don't think that they would sign off on anything like that. It would have to be done very well. I don't know if Courtney Love or you know Kurt's daughter would want to do something like that unless it was done properly. And I would think even Dave Grohl would probably have some kind of say in it anyway. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. But I think there is one that was directed by it was Nirvana-esque, and it kind of told the story of a band that literally went through the same stuff as Kurt Cobain did and Nirvana did. And was it? I can't remember what was it called. I think it was called like Last Days or something to that degree. It literally ended the exact same way, if I remember correctly, and it was directed by oh my god, Good Will Hunting director. Please, someone, throw it in the comments because I'm drawing a blank right now. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if they would actually do like a Nirvana biopic though. Let's see. In Christmas Vacation, my favorite part, I forgot his name. I like the part where he flips the other guy off. Flipping other people off is pretty funny, depending on the situation. Well, yeah, man. See, Harvey Paxton, in response to TGT, I vote Linkin Park. Yeah, you know what? That would be a pretty interesting biopic to see, just because now, as you realize and think about it now that Chester Bennington has passed, I look back now and I loved Linkin Park when I was growing up. I guess maybe for me it was very angsty, for my youth, I guess you could say. But I never really kind of thought about the lyrics and things like that. And then after he passed, you kind of go back and listen to the lyrics, and you're like, wow, this guy was struggling. Like, this guy was really truly struggling from day one, and nobody really realized it, or fans, people out there never really thought about what kind of struggles he might be going through. But I urge you, go back and listen to some of the stuff, and you're like, wow, this guy had some, he had some problems going on, But yeah, that would be pretty interesting, though. Let's see here. What else? Okay, Harvey Paxton also said, also another movie I enjoy is Boys in the Hood with Cuba Gooding Jr. Yes, I love that one quite a bit. I also love, all right, look, I'm just going to be honest. I grew up in the hood. I was a hood kid, all right? So I love Boys in the Hood. I love, Menace to Society. The urban kind of films like that. I love those quite a bit. Juice and stuff like Above the Rim. Judgment Night, I believe, is another one that's not really urban. It's more of like a thriller, urban thriller. But yeah, I dig all those films quite a bit. Even the Wayans brothers, was it the spoof that they did to Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood and stuff like that. Friday is a hood movie. Friday's totally a hood movie. I love Friday. Which do you like better? Are we there yet, or are we done yet? I like the first one. Are we there yet? I think that one was pretty enjoyable. And then a lot of people gave Ice Cube flack after Friday and all these other movies that he did because he started going down the family route. Don't give that guy grief. That guy's a family man now. Gus Van Sant, yes, that's who directed that Nirvana-esque type of movie. Yes, Friday is definitely a classic, and that's one that I love to watch every so often. Nowadays, though, I have to watch it. I have to watch it after my kids asleep, but I still love watching it. Yeah, Gus Van Sant. Yeah, and he's done some great stuff. But yeah, that was that one movie that was very Nirvana-esque. It wasn't per se their story, but everything about it was very reminiscent of what it was, see, before I forget, what is your opinion on Requiem for a Dream? I thought it was crazy but really good. Poor Ellen Bernstein. Requiem for a Dream is one movie that I have not seen in a long time, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was definitely nuts. Darren Aronofsky is a fantastic director, and I love everything that he does. Scott says, "What's your favorite line in Friday?" You got knocked up out, um, or you got fired on your day off. Aaron Johnson says, "I saw trailers for Friday. I thought that the jokes in the trailers were quite amusing." Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it is a hood flick, but again, it is very, 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 very good, very, very enjoyable. What was the last movie you saw in theaters? Sonic the Hedgehog. And we're nearing the end. Holy crap, 56 minutes. Like these are starting to fly by a lot quicker than I would have thought. And I think I'm starting to get used to it and getting the flow of talking with you guys and answering so quickly that it's like snap and it's gone. The hour's pretty much gone. I am thinking about maybe expanding these maybe an hour and a half, like maybe 30 minutes at a time to see how we do. Because this is very fun. The other just earlier today, my son kind of told me, he's like, "Dad, you're doing a lot of live streams. Like, what's up?" I was like, "I don't know. I mean, I think maybe it's keeping me sane as well. Just being able to talk to you guys and being here at home. It's keeping me going. So I really do appreciate the company. I'll say that much, and I appreciate you guys. So we'll see. I'll make an announcement to you guys before I go like another 30 minutes or another hour or something like that. But for all intents and purposes, today's Friday. We'll do another one on Monday. How about that? We'll do another one on Monday at 3 p.m. Central Time, just so that way you guys know if you guys want to join in. I would appreciate it if you do. Thank you guys so much for joining into this live stream. Again, like always, I love you guys, man. I appreciate all the friends that I have here online. And with all that being said, we will catch you next time. I'm gonna freeze frame, so that way it looks like I'm like paused, but I'm really not. I'm trying to talk through my teeth just a little bit. It looks like it's a pause screen, but it's not really a pause screen. I'm still talking to you guys. Okay? So I'll see you guys later. So just know that I'm still live, but not.